Yeah, I look busted, and what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? Come at me. Yeah, I look gross, but fight me. Hello, I'm Alyssa. Welcome back to my channel. It is the end of October, much later than I had originally anticipated filming this. That's why I look busted, is because I have to film this today because it's the end of October, which means I need to film this today because I want to do my TBR for November. Every year, November is the month for Nonfiction November, and I believe I've participated the last couple years in it, and I would like to participate again. So my TBR for it is insane. I will not be reading all of these books. I do TBRs in a very broad sense. It's just like, this is what I'm looking at. Find out what I read. I just go with whatever floats my boat. I'm the biggest mood reader to ever exist. So let's just get right into it. The 4 prompts / whatever you want to call them for Nonfiction November is time, movement, buzz, and discovery. You can kind of interpret these however you want. I will link Olive over at a Book Olive's video down below where she kind of explains how you can interpret them. You can literally interpret them any way that you want. It's very, very general, and you're not even required to complete these. They're just maybe ways to help you structure your TBR. I didn't pick any of these books to fit these words. I just picked what I could find, and if I end up finding a way for them to fit those words, then so be it, but it's not a thing I'm worrying about this year. But let's just jump into the list. It's a weird list, but, you know, we're in weird times, and, you know, the pandemic has really hindered how much and what I can read. The first one is Keep Moving by Dick Van Dyke. I don't know, because I love Dick Van Dyke. I do be loving that man. And I don't know, it would be easy to read. It's like, I think only a few hours long. So we'll see. The next book is Under the Knife by Arnold van der Laar. This is a nonfiction book about a surgeon talking about surgery things. Good description, right? I've heard the description before, and that's why I added it to my TBR. I have heard Olive talk about it before, and that's why I added it to my TBR. But basically, I'm able to get a physical copy and an audiobook version, so that's why it's on the list. One of the books that I've had on my TBR probably for a while now is The 5 by Hallie Rubenhold. Basically, this is a nonfiction book about the 5 women that Jack the Ripper killed, and I'm very intrigued to read this. I've had it on my TBR for a while now, and I don't really know much about Jack the Ripper other than the one time I watched BuzzFeed Unsolved cover it. That's all I know. The next one is The Map Thief by Michael Blanding, and this is exactly what it sounds like, which is about a person who steals maps. I don't like to know much about books before I go into them. I'm sorry. I'm not a descriptor. That's not my job. Some people's channels, that's their job, but it's not mine. Woman at the Devil's Door is the next one, and that is by Sarah Beth Hopton. This has also been on my TBR for a while now, and I think it connects nicely with the 5 because this is apparently the crime that made them potentially think that Jack the Ripper was a woman. And I just think that's very interesting. So obviously I want to read this. This is another true crime. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's good. I don't know. The next book is Disfigured on Fairy Tales, Disability, and Making Space by Amanda DeLuke. This is basically a book about the author examining disabilities, and specifically disability in regards to fairy tales and fiction, I guess you would say, and kind of challenging that and talking about that. I've had it on my radar for a minute now, and I'm excited I can finally get a copy of it. I believe I heard Jocelyn over at Yogi with the Book talk about this, and that's why I added it to my TBR. And I'm just excited to read it. The last one on my nonfiction list is H is for Hawk by Helen McDonald. You've probably seen the cover for this because I know we all have. And I believe this is a weird book. I've kind of heard like things all over the place about it. I've heard that it's like part nature writing, part memoir. So that just intrigues me, you know? I'm kind of intrigued by it. I recently added it to my TBR because I saw somebody talking about it. I forget who it was because I have no memory. None at all. Those are all the books that I have on my radar right in this current moment that we sit on October 27th on Tuesday. That is what I have. It may change. I may go in person to the library and find something else, but it's just really hard for me to find books right now. I just feel like I'm at a loss, and it's also hard because I'm like super weird when it comes to what I'm reading. So I'm a mess, but you already know that. Also some books that I already have checked out that I'll be probably getting to that month. First one is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I started this, God, was that this year or last year? I don't know. I enjoyed what I read of it. I just needed a physical and audio copy of both of them. And my audiobook should be coming in soon. So that's top priority. I really want to get to that book soon. Next two are The Rift Part 1 and 2. This is, I think, like the second collection in the Avatar: The Last Airbender comic book series. I don't know, but I love these. I think they're fun. They feel a lot like watching the show, and I really, really enjoy them. So yeah. The next one is The Wicked King. If you've been here for a while, you may have seen that on about 100 TBRs. So I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to speak on any promises that I have for it. We'll see. The next one is very ambitious, and I don't know if it'll even happen. We'll see. It is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I've heard very not so great things about it. So we'll see. We'll see where I land with it. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm curious as to how we'll feel about it. Very curious. The next one is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is probably the book I'm the most iffy on, not because of what it's about, just because I can't find an audiobook of it on anything. I can't find it on Libby or Hoopla. It's probably a freaking Audible original or something like that, and I can only get it through Audible. But the likelihood of me reading this, because I can't read anything without an audiobook right now, very slim. Next one is also top priority. Like, if I read any two, I want it to be The Fifth Season and this one. And that is Into the Drowning Deep by Myra Grant, also known as Shauna Maguire. I have been wanting to get to this for forever. I forget who I originally saw it from, but now at this point, everybody's read this book. But I've had it on my TBR for a minute, and I've heard nothing but great things. It's basically about mermaids, sirens, I don't know, something in the depths of the sea. I've heard great things, so I'm excited to read it. That's my TBR for November. We're keeping it short, sweet, and to the point. Now, when I say TBR, again, things change. Life changes. My life changes all the time. So this is not set in stone. This is not me telling you I'm going to definitely read these. This is just what's on my mind, what's floating around, what's striking a vibe right now in this second, even though November hasn't even started yet. So we'll see. Let me know if you're participating in a nonfiction November and what you plan to read. Let me know a favorite nonfiction book if you have one. I'd love to know. I'm always looking for more nonfiction recommendations. Let me know what your reading plans are for November in general. Let me know how your reading in October has been. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I shall see you in the next one. Bye!